This is 27 News at 10. We've got you covered.
Well, at first, Madison police called it the biggest meth lab bust in more than a decade, but it ended up being a big mistake. A man spent months in jail as a result. Then last month, all the felony charges against him were dropped. He got out of jail by paying just a $200 fine. And tonight, Tony Galley is digging deeper as this man says he is still paying a price for being wrongly accused.
35-year-old UW grad Samuel Meyer became a public enemy #1.
It's been probably close to 12 years since the city has seen anything like this.
There were newspaper headlines, photos of suspected meth lab ingredients at a police news conference, his East Gorham Street flat on everyone's news, and from a court record. Mr. Meyer's face and name were plastered everywhere, essentially making him a Walter White character.
Say my name.
I went through the process of being in jail, being charged.
How long were you in jail?
I ended up being in jail for about 3 months. It was crushing in a way.
Were you creating a meth lab in the basement of this home?
Most definitely not.
Meyer maintained all along he was using acids, chemicals, to extract gold from computer motherboards. Months after he was charged with possession of materials for manufacturing methamphetamine and maintaining a drug trafficking place, this prosecutor startled the court with these words: Mr. Meyer's gold extraction, it checks out. It's not really fair, quite frankly, to the defendant that there was publicity for something that we're not able to prove.
For them to say something like we were wrong in court is something that I would have never expected.
The suspected meth lab bust was carried out by law enforcement experts, the Dane County Narcotics Task Force. Its members are from different police agencies, with the Madison Police Department pulling together the intelligence and evidence. And even the target of their raid understands why officers acted.
They had to do what was in the scope of their job and make sure that there wasn't something illegal going on.
And East Gorham Street neighbors had expressed fears. They thought the basement held what looked like a meth lab and potentially explosive. Samuel Meyer was on probation for drug possession. After the bust, Task Force Lieutenant Jason Friedman spelled out police suspicions.
Number of chemicals by themselves, okay, innocuous enough. But when they're combined certainly into one space, you can see literally you've got your entire chemical assembly right here.
And in a statement, Lieutenant Friedman still says Meyer was reckless, maintaining the chemicals and actions taken by the individual charged posed a risk to the occupants of that building and the surrounding area.
I don't hold any grudges against, the police.
Samuel Meyer does feel he suffered from police highlighting this bust.
This is my neighborhood. I've lived here for 10, 15 years. And to get thrown in jail for 3 months, to have my neighbors think that I was running a meth lab, that's not fair. That's very unjust.
The Madison Police's Friedman says at no time was a suspect named or shown in the news conference, and says, based on the totality of the circumstances, there was probable cause to believe this was a meth lab. On highlighting this meth scare, Friedman says there was an opportunity to educate our public about what to look for and the potential dangers related to labs. For Samuel Meyer,
I'm glad this is over. I've been waiting for it to be over.
Rebuilding his reputation is just beginning. In Madison, Tony Galley, 27 News.
The transcript of last month's court hearing for Samuel Meyer includes the statement, the decision to drop all the meth lab-related charges was made after consultation with primary investigating detectives. Now, if the original charges had remained and Meyer was convicted, he faced a maximum sentence of more than 20 years in prison.